Yes, hello there at home. Welcome to yet another edition of your special program, A Lifelong Promise, a courtesy of NASA. Chaplengube is my name. Silamungela, kulolu hlandla njalo ke lapho esikhuluma khona ke ngesithembiso sempilo yonke. Chivimbiso cha uphenyo wese chathola ukuthi ngechikhulukhula nemikha vari pamujika ndigere. Well, in today's program we continue from where we left last week, where we were talking about contributions and compliance. With me in the studio is Mr. Richard Chokunonga, Acting National Compliance Manager, Credit Control. Mr. Chokunonga, we welcome you to the program.
Thank you, JB. How are you, viewers?
We also have with us Stachisiwe Kumalo, Acting Regional Manager, Matebeleland. Siyawamukela Stachisiwe kulolu hlelo namhlanje.
Ngiyabonga mnumzana JB. Lingabe njani ngemakhaya?
Well, viewers, let's get on point. Today we want to understand how much is required one to contribute. Mr. Chokunonga, when one is starting to make contributions towards his or her pension, how much is required to be paid?
Thank you very much, JB. That's a very good question. Because contributions then become the sustainability of the schemes. So members are required to pay 4.5% of their basic salary, and up to a maximum that we set every time. So at the moment, our maximum basic salary is about $255,675. So we are saying that the employer deduct 4.5% of that. And then also he as an employer or she as an employer has to pay the same amount. So together at the end of the day, the employees' contributions will be 9%. So we are setting our salaries now on a quarterly basis because we want to move on with time. We are aware that we need to we are promising our people a lifelong promise. So we want to keep on increasing the basic salaries. So you will see that we are now doing this on a quarterly basis. Like now, this one I've talked about will run from July up to the month of September. Then from October to December, we'll also come up with another basic salary that will be used. So those who are also paying salaries in foreign currency, we would want them also to contribute in foreign currency. So what they do is that they look at our maximum salary that we have talked about, and then they have to convert using the interbank rate. Okay. And then after conversion, then they are able to determine what payments they are able to make to NASA. These we are saying JB, they must pay their contributions by the 10th of the following month, so that we are able to sustain these schemes.
You need to be able to contribute or to remit by the 10th of every month so that we'll be able to make sure that your coffers are well funded. Sembuya ku yestachisiwe ke la sifuna ukuthi sibesikhangela ngeviki ephelileyo besikhuluma ke ngendlela umuntu okumele ukuthi ayenze ngayo ukuze abe lilunga. Nanku kumuntu selilunga kathesi. So kuyimali nike leyi okumele ukuthi yena ke osebe lilunga lo abebhadala.
INASA ilenhlelo ezimbili. Olokuqala sikhulume ngalo ngeviki ephelileyo. I-pension and other benefits scheme ekhangele i-pension. Uhlelo lolu luhlanganisa umqhashi lesisebenzi. Umqhashi uyafaka i-portion ukuthi njalo isisebenzi sifake ingxenye yayo. Kuleli izinga sikhuluma nge-4.5% ele ceiling. I-ceiling esikhuluma ngayo sisho ukuthi nxa umuntu engabe ehola imali ayiholayo, iNASA iyaphelela endaweni ethile kule limit esikhipha kuyo imali le. 4.5% esikhuluma ngayo le is a percentage of 255,000 esiyiyo esilayo kathesi. Imali le iyakhangelwa ngekota ukwenzela ukuthi imali le ibe lomutsho kwinhlelo lezi. So u-employer uyakhipha i-4.5% yakhe, uthi futhi isisebenzi sikhiphe futhi i4.5% kube yi9% bese kubuye iNASA. Uhlelo lwesibili esilalo oluthiwa i-Accident Prevention Workers Compensation Scheme lolu lukhangelwe ngumqhashi. Umqhashi nguye obona ukubana uya ensure ama workers akhe ukuthi nxa kungaba lengozi kumbe kungaba lo mkhuhlane obangelwa ngumsebenzi imali le ile code esetshenziswayo ukuthi ikhangelwe. Inikwe imzekeliso kulama mine emayini kulengozi eziningi ezenzakalayo bese kusuka lo JB olapha ingozi ezingenzakala lapha nxa uJB esemsebenzini lo muntu okumayini sichiyene. Ngakho ke iNASA yakukhangela yasibona ukuba ingozi esemayini ingafuna indleko eziningi ukuze umuntu ancediswe ngoba ingozi zingenzakala noma nini. Ngakho ke sizananzelela ukuba every company, every industry ile code ephiwayo ngeNASA. Ngakho ke umqhashi ngomqhashi uyabe kwazi ukuba nxa elesitolo sakhe icode yakhe yipi, nxa ele mine icode yakhe yipi. Iyo indlela okumele kukhangelwe nxa kufuneka izimali zeNASA.
If you're just joining us, we are talking about contributions and compliance. Mr. Chokunonga ngati tarise izvino munhu ava nhengo ndepakadi pari kutarisirwa kuti anga achibuditsa achiendesa muhomwe.
Tutenda zikuru JB tingati kana munhu member yeNASA anobatirwa mari yatingati 4.5% kubva pamari yake. Isu yeNASA tine figure yatikataura isusu kuti mari yatinobata haifani kupfuura pasalary iyi. Pari zvino salary yatinoshandisa mukota neyatiri kusvika pana September $255,675. Tukuti anobatirwa mari inosvika ipapo. Saka kureva kuti vanotambira mari dzinopfuura ipapo. Mari anobatirwa inoperera pa 255,000. Saka mushandiri zvakare anosungirwa kuti ave ari anoisawo mari iyo yakafanana iyo 4.5%. Saka kuNASA yozoya iri 9%. Ichi ndo chirongwa chepension cheche. Chiye chatamboreva chekubhadhara vanhu vanenge vakuwara pabasa cheche. Ndo zvino ichocho chinobhadharwa nemushandiri ega achiita insurance yake kuvashandi vake kuitira kuti kana vazokuwara pamabasa JB vazokombanzitwa neNASA. Saka iyoyo zvinoenderana nekuti vanhu vari muindustry ipi. Kuna mwashanda mumaini mune njodzi dzakawanda imomo dzekuti vanhu vanogara vachikuwara mazuva ese vanobhadharawo mari dzakati wandei. Uye vanoshandawo zvakaita semire kuZBC njodzi yenyu inogara iri pasi. Saka mari yenyu inobhadharwa neZBC yakaita sana nechirongwa ichi inenge iri pasi. Saka tingati mwedzi waperawo mushandiri anotora mari iyoyo yecompensation neyepension iye osanganisa obva azounza kuNASA musi wa10 wemwedzi unopfuura uri kutevera usati wapfuura. Saka ndo mamiriro akaita mari dzeNASA JB.
If you're just joining us, we're talking about a lifelong promise courtesy of NASA. And now, Mr. Chokunonga, how does NASA deal with defaulting, non-remitting companies? We've had an outcry from pensioners with regards to such an issue.
Thank you very much, JB. Whilst most companies do pay their contributions on a monthly basis, but we do have some companies who may fail to actually remit. Some they do deduct, but then they fail to remit those contributions to NASA. So, as NASA, we do have a department, credit control department, which does the follow-ups of those employers that fail to actually pay. But we believe in engagement as NASA. Maybe we may write to the employer, we may email and so forth. But resultantly, what we would want as NASA is to make sure that we sit down with the employer and then come up with payment plans. We believe that that is the way to go. Yes, we use soft methods and hard methods. So when we sit down, we come up with a payment plan, then the employer is required to actually proceed with the payment according to the payment plan. But there are also employers who, after engagement, they fail to actually comply with the payment plans, or they may not actually would want to sit down with us. So we then proceed to use what we call garnish orders, where we have to go to the bank and also take the amount from the bank. We do have the powers. But as NASA, we don't have that appetite to actually try to use that process, because we believe that can actually make it difficult for the company to operate. So we call upon our employers to say, whenever they have problems with payments, they need to come to NASA. We need to sit down and actually pay. The other thing, JB, is that we also send some of the cases to the lawyers, because we do have some companies who don't have bank accounts. So, but these things, JB, we do that as a last resort. We don't normally want to, these are our companies, these are Zimbabwean companies. We want them to operate, we want employees to earn salaries. So we want to make sure that we sit down and make sure that we have a win-win situation for both the employer and the NASA. Thank you.
There you are, employers. If you happen to find some challenges in making some remittance, you need to approach NASA and make some payment plans. Regai timbonwira amvura zvishomanana patiri kudzoka tona tinge chinzwa kakuti kweyo makambani asingaendese mari aya anoitwa sei.
The National Social Security Authority wishes to advise its valued pensioners that the Life Certificate Renewal Exercise for 2022 will be running from 6 June 2022 to 31 August 2022. Chirongwa ichi chichaitwa pachitevedzwa mitemo yekudzivirira denda re-COVID-19. Nekudaro vanhu vachabatsirwa vari vashoma nevashoma kumahofisi eNASA akatekeshera nyika yose. Vari pamudyandegere weNASA vari kukurudzirwa kushandisa mahofisi eNASA ari pedyo navo. Labo abahola ipension bakhuthazwa ukuthi bazibuyele manqamu eNASA njalo baze lezithupha zabo kanye lomfuziselo waso kumbe ipasipoti esebenzayo. Labo abagula kakhulu labagogekileyo bazavakatshelwa yiNASA emzini yabo. NASA will also visit selected POSB, NBS and Zimpost during the pensioner paydays. Several local business centers and growth points will be visited by NASA on dates to be advised. Pensioners in the diaspora can download the Life Certificate on www.nasa.org.zw. Upon completion and certification, kindly email to NASA Life Certificates at nasa.org.zw. Failure to renew a life certificate by 31 August 2022 will result in suspension of benefit payout. For more information, visit any NASA office or our website www.nasa.org.zw. Hashtag NASA Heroes. NASA, a lifelong promise.
A lifelong promise it is, viewers. Welcome back. For those who are just joining us, we welcome you. We welcome you yet again, where we are talking about contributions and compliance. Before we went for the breather, besikhuluma lapha ke sifundiswe sizwisisa ukuthi kanti wona amankampani lawa ahambisi imali zezisebenzi enziwa njani phathekile.
Ngiyabonga mnumzana, ngiyabonga. Kuyatholakala kwesinye isikhathi ukuba abaqhashi behluleke ukuletha imali eNASA ngesikhathi. Khona lokho nxa kwenzakele iNASA iyakhangela umqhashi ibone kuma records ukuthi hayi umqhashi ubebhadala but akusahambe ngendlela. Mhlawumbe uyabe seqhisa izinyanga kuba imali ingasabuyi ngokugcweleyo. iNASA iyadinga umqhashi kukhulunyiswane ukuthi kungabe kulibala kumbe kukhona okunye okumele sibonisane ngakho. Nxa kulezi inkinga mhlawumbe kwezemali njengoba sikwazi ukuthi iCovid-19 ilenze kwangabi lula kuma company ukusebenza. iNASA iyahlala phansi lo mqhashi kukhulunyiswane ukuba senze njani ukuze imali zibuye eNASA. Singabona kuba hayi umqhashi kenelisi ukuthi alethe imali ngokugcweleyo siyenza okuthiwa ngesilungu payment plan. Payment plan leyi umqhashi uyabe esithi NASA imali engingayenelisa mina ngenyanga ingaka. iNASA ingakhangela ibona hayi imali leyi nxa ingabuya ngenyanga for sure umqhashi angaqeda isikweleto sakhe. Kuyavunyelwana kusanele phansi ukuthi hayi ke ngenyanga kuzabe kubuya imali le. Nxa kwenziwe njalo iNASA iyathokoza kakhulu ngoba kuthi ukuthi sikhulumisene sazwisisana. Yiyo indlela iNASA efisa ukuthi ngabe isebenza ngayo labaqhashi. Nxa kungehlula ukuthi sikhulumisane sizwane sesisiya kwesinye istage lapho iNASA egwegwa khona imali kubhanga lomqhashi. iNASA nxa ikwenza lokho akusiyo indlela esithandayo kodwa sizama ukuthi sisebenzele ikusasa lezi sebenzi senza njalo ukuthi umthetho esiuphiwe njengeNASA ukuthi siuqhube uhambe kuhle. Nxa singenza lokho kumbe kwehlule kumbe ingxenye sithola ukuthi iaccount kayila mali sesisuka njalo singene futhi kuzinga lokuthi sesidinga ugqwetha ukuthi basincedise ukuthi sitholele imali. Siyakwazi ukuba nxa sesingena kugqwetha kule ndleko eziningi kuNASA la kumqhathi yikho singathandi ukuthi siye kuleyo ndlela kodwa yiyo indlela esisebenza ngayo. Ngakho sithanda ukukhuthaza ngalesi sikhathi ukuba baqhathi buyani eNASA sikhulumisane silungise i-payment plan sisebenze kuhle ukuze ikampani isebenze kuhle leNASA njalo iqhube injongo yayo.
Inkuthazo leyo esinikezwayo nguyeke uMakhumalo lapho ukuthi hayi lina baqhathi nxa ukuthi linganike liya cathula khona vele lilenhlupho elihlangana lazo inkinga ehlangana lazo ukuthi njengenkampani libe lihambisa ke leyo mali buyani libabone kube khona umana kube kusiba lezaluleko zokubana ke imali leyo ke iyabibuya njani. Ngathi tharise izvino Mkoma Robert kuti izvozvizvi munhu atanga nge achibhadhara mari dzake kambani yoregedza kuti ngechiendesa mari idzodzo asi munatatsira kuti mari dzangu inini dziri kuenda imimi sekambani ndezvipi zvamunoita kambani yakadaro uyezve imimi savachokunonga ndezvipi zvamunokurudzira kuti zvinge zvichiitika panguva dzakaita saidzodzo?
Totenda zvikuru JB tikati nemubvunzo iwoyo wakakosha zvikuru nokuti nyangwe makambani mazhinji achikwanisa kubvisa mari idzi asi kune vamwewo vanotadza kubvisa mari iyi. Vamwe vanobata mari votadza kuuya nemari iyoyo kuNASA ikoko. Saka isusu tinokurudzira kuti tine department rinonzi credit control ndiro zvinenge richiita ma-follow ups ekuona kuti vasi kubhadhara ndevapi wavafonera kana kuvanyorera tsamba kuti vagogara pasi. Saka isusu seNASA tinovimba nekudayira kuti kutaurirana ndo chinhu chakakosha panyaya idzi. Saka totasara isusu kuti kana tichinge tasangana namatambudziko ayo tinofambira vanhu tine mainspectors zvakare anofamba kuenda mumakambani imomo vachinoonana nemakambani kuti zvakamira sei. Saka chekutanga chekuti isusu tataurirana tinozoita yatinoti payment plan ndo iri pamberi tikati yatokurudzira isusu seNASA payment plan kuti dai tataurirana kambani kuti kambani irambe ichishandawo neso tigoshandawo tigoita kuti chimiso cheupenyu chiyo chiri chinozobudirira. Asi dzimwe dzenguvawo pane mamwe makambani ekutiwo vanogona kutadza kutaurana nesu vamwe vanenge vachitiza ivavawo JB ndo vatinozoshandisirawo zvezvo zvatinoti ma-garnish orders. NASA ine simba rekunotora mari kubhenki nyangwe muridzi wayo asingazive asi isusu seNASA hatina nzara yekuita basa iroro hatikurudzire kuti tinoita basa iroro nokuti donzo redu nderekuti dai makambani aramba achipfuurira mberi dai aramba achishanda kuitira kuti nyika yedu ine yeZimbabwe igobudirira tigosvikawo pavision 2030 papa nokuti kana kambani ikavhara vanhu vachashanda vakushaya mari and so forth. Saka chechitatu kana tinogona kuedza nyaya dzedu kumagweta kuti vatitorere mari idzi zvakare JB hatikurudzire zvakare kuti dai tasvika ikoko chinangwa chekuti dai taitirana ma-payment plans kuti nyika yedu igopfuura mberi igobudirira.
Well, viewers, there we are. When we come back from the break, we would want to get to understand more about the NASA clearance certificates. Please don't go away because very soon we'll be talking to you about another initiative which is of great importance to you, the pensioner.
Package and and then you deliver it somewhere.
Why would I want to do that?
I'm sure you know you should stay away from guys like that.
Kana don't tell us anyway. Chimbomira kuentertain kabe kwake. Friendship yoyo very kumfizo.
Make sure I end sure. To endla setere na chengeto.
Chengeto njangomenisa samai. Then dosara ndishichara.
I am tired of babysitting her. She is not getting out of bed. This whole thing is a disaster.
Asalamukela akuhlandla ke lokugcina lesithembiso sempilo yonke, a lifelong promise. We welcome your viewers to this third and final segment of today's program, where we are wrapping up about contributions and compliance with Mr. Richard Chokunonga, who is acting national compliance manager, credit control, as well as Stachisiwe Kumalo, who is the acting regional manager, Matebeleland region. And well, before we went for the break, Mr. Chokunonga, we have heard about the NASA clearance certificate. What is this and its importance to the pensioner today?
Thank you very much, JB. Yes, like you have said, this is a very important document that is generated by NASA, issued by NASA. So this document, JB, it is a compliance certificate. What it means is that when an employer is issued with that certificate, what it means is that the employer is in total compliance with the NASA regulations in terms of payments. I've said that contributions are paid by the 10th of the month. So it means that the employer would be up to date with his payments. And also submission of those returns that we spoke about earlier on, where we said that they must submit returns of their deductions on a monthly basis by the 10th of the following month. So once the employer is up to date with all this now, they are then able to be issued with a compliance certificate. So this is a very important document, JB, if you want to look at it. Because right now, it is now a requirement at law that those who request for business now, let's say you want a ZBC, someone to supply you, what the law says is now that those ones who would come for tenders, you must make sure that they have a NASA clearance certificate, which shows that they are complying with the NASA schemes. So we recommend that our employers, they must be up to date with these in terms of payments, in terms of submission of those returns. I spoke earlier on, JB, about the payment plan. What it also means is that if we have got a payment plan with an employer, even if they owe us, they also qualify to be issued with a clearance certificate. So this is can be downloaded on our SSP. The employer does not have to come to NASA now to say, I need this document. So at the comfort of their offices and homes, they are able to generate this certificate and then submit it for any tender that comes on the market. So that's the importance of this document, JB.
Esiza kuwe ke Makhumalo ukuthi ke onkhaya kathi sabezwisisa ke uqatheka ke ngokubana ke umuntu abethola ke i-clearance, NASA clearance certificate, lokubana ke yona ke i-NASA clearance certificate yona leyi iyisima kanjani njalo ke isebenza kanjani?
I-NASA clearance certificate iqhakatheke kakhulu ekubaqhashi. Ibufakazi bokuba umqhashi umi kuhle ngemithetho yeNASA. Lapha sitsho ukuthi umqhashi ukhokhile imali yonke efuneka la eNASA, njalo ukuthi incwadi ezitshengisa ukuthi imali le iya kubani, njalo futhi yimalini eya kuzibani, esithe yi-monthly return, i-P4 form, ukuthi umqhashi uselethile konke eNASA. Incwadi le iqhakatheke kakhulu kumqhashi ngoba sokungumthetho kathesi sokufunakala kuba nxa kule misebenzi ekhona kuma tender processes kumele ukuba umqhashi abe layo incwadi ekuthiwa yi-NASA clearance certificate. Incwadi le itholakala lula kakhulu. Nxa ungangena ku portal yeNASA uyafika lapha nje uyi-download nxa into zonke zihamba kuhle. Nxa umqhashi ele payment plan ebhadala kuhle, ilandele payment plan yakhe, uyayithola futhi i-certificate le. Iqhakathekile kakhulu. Siyakhuthaza abaqhashi ukuba asilungisenini ingalo zeNASA ukuze ukuthi nxa kungapho ngokuthutsha umsebenzi la kungathathi isikhathi ukuba isihambise izincwadi zethu sithole imisebenzi, ngoba kuqhakathekile ukuba sisebenze kuhle, sithole imisebenzi kuze amakampani ethu aqhubekele phambili.
Atukendramberi emundi wa mtariri takusvika kumagumo echikamu chechirongwa chanhasi unoyu vachokunonga tiri kutaura isusu nezve clearance certificates, vamanoti i-compliance certificate chimbori chii uye yakakosha sei kana takatarisa munyaya dzine chekuita nezvepensheni?
Totila zikuru JB nemvunzo iwoyo. Ichokwadi kuti chinonzi NASA clearance certificate itsamba yatingati yatinopa isusu veNASA inoratidza iyo kuti kambani kana kuti business iri riri kuteedzera zvikuru mitemo yeNASA yakatarwa maringe nekuti vari kubhadhara mari dzavo here musi wa10 usati wapfuura mwedzi uri kuteera vari kuunza here mareturns atamboreva JB atati anoratidza kuti takabata mari dzakati ari kuuya here mareturns iwayo kana achinge auya JB tiri kuti isusu kambani iyi iri compliant kana kuti iri kuteedzera mitemo yeNASA naizvozvo tinozovapa tsamba iyoyo inoratidza kuti kambani iyi iri in good standing maringe neNASA. Tsamba iyoyi yakakosha pakuti JB ndo zvino zvapa mutemo kuti tsamba iyoyi yakudiwa zvino nemakambani ese anoita zvekutengeserana izvi. Zvori pano pa ZBC makada kutsvaga munhu anokutengesera zvimwe zvinhu munofanirwa kuti mimi mugobvunza tsamba iyoyi inonzi clearance certificate. Nokuti donzo rehurumende ndere kuti dai makambani ose vanhu vazhinji vari vanojoina NASA iyoyo vagobhadhara NASA. Saka tinokurudzira makambani ose kuti dai vabhadhara mari dzeNASA uye zvene kusubmita ma-returns avo. Tsamba iyoyi inotorwa pa-Self-Service portal. Makambani anoenda ipapo unodownloada Self-Service certificate iroro. Nyangwe makambani ari payment plans atareva aya. Kana kambani takawirana nayo tine payment plan anotorwa semunhu ari kubhadhara anopuwa tsamba iyoyi.
Well, there you are, viewers. As we wrap up our program, Mr. Chokunonga, in brief, is NASA by any chance helping struggling companies under such economic challenges?
Yes, it's true, JB. We are a national institution. We are born out of government creation. So we are very concerned about what's happening in all these companies. So yes, we do have companies that are struggling, not of their own making, but maybe because of the environment that they are operating in. So as NASA, what we normally do is we have to look at the company on a case-by-case basis and see what problems they have and what issues are obtaining at this company. So we normally, when we see that, yes, it's genuine that the employer is failing to pay, we then may have to go into long-term payment plans so that we allow the company to come out of its problems that it also has. And also, we may also look at the penalties and surcharges that we actually normally charge. And on a case-by-case, again, JB, we may then waive those penalties so that the company is allowed to operate. So these are the things that we also do to assist those companies.
Well, viewers, we could have gone all the way, but time is not on our side. A special thanks to our guests today, Stachisiwe Kumalo, Acting Regional Manager Matebeleland. Siyabonga kakhulukazi ngokuba lawe namhlanje njalo inthemba sizaqhwela phambili sisiba sonke ukuhlela.
Hayi lami ngiyabonga JB.
A special thanks to Mr. Richard Chokunonga, Acting National Compliance Manager, Credit Control with NASA. Thank you so much, sir. We're hoping to meet you in other editions of the program.
Thank you very much, JB. Thank you.
From me, Chablana Nube, and the crew behind the scenes, it is a goodbye for now.